And I am live. And today I am live on YouTube. Wait a minute. I am live already. Let me check. Okay, now I am live on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and finally I can go live on LinkedIn again. Thank you so much for being here. You are still with me, Sonia from Live Podcast Media, and we are still on 100 Days Live Podcast. And this is really, really great opportunity for me to reach you out again, even though it is late already at 11:12 here. And yes, it's been long days for me, and I started to lose my energy. I know, but my spirits are still alive, as well as my dream to be able to be here with you again on 100 Days Live Podcast. And this is really, really great opportunity for me to connect with you. And yes, I know it is not easy to go live streaming for me with the time zone and then my full schedule, but here I am. And thank you for all of the love, for all of the supports that you have been giving me all this time, especially our sponsors. You don't sponsor me only, but you sponsor and support Live Podcast Media to grow and create the platform for sharing about media branding. And then in this event, I am focusing on content creation, so from creator to brand, so how we can create content for our brand. It's not only as a content creator, right, but we have to build our brand also. So from creator to brand, the opportunity to stream and profit in the future of media. And of course, I would like to thank all of my sponsors, our sponsors here, Ecam Network, and then also Blueberry, Expert in You, Piece of Cake, Voiceovers and Vocals, and then Bioscience Bridge. Thank you also Mark Stinson, Jody Krengel, Ann Carden, Todd Cochrane, and of course Katie Fox. And I'm using Ecam for our live streaming. So here I am, and today I would like to talk about being an insider, to go to be considered as the expert in your industry, and someone to go to when people need you, or your niches need you, or there are so many niches that we can reach. But of course, it is much more better if you work for certain needs. It's not easy to find our uh, first needs. For example, when I started my coaching career at that time many years ago, I didn't know who I would like to coach right at that time, because it is I defined my niches at that time. But then the people from other industries come to me, and then came to me, and then I help them, and I work with them better than my own niche. So sometimes we don't know who we are going to work with. Of course, it is okay to plan it, and then to have the ideal client, prospectful client, or something like that. But then we need to be open also if other people need us, and they know that we can help them, right, in our industry, of course, in our expertise, of course. So that's how I started. That's why I didn't find my own niches at that time. And to be considered as an expert, the main thing is you need to show up. You don't need to have what is it, big followers like like I mentioned yesterday, to create your authority, right? But then showing up is really important. You don't need to be the biggest name in your industry, and then also but your audience seeing you as the, how do you call it, like the go-to source, or someone to turn to when they need something, when they have the problems, when they would like to reach their goals. Also, they would like to have someone to count on, right? And then so they would like to come to you also for the, not only for the problems or the goals, but also for your insights, and then maybe the solutions of the problems they have. So this is why being an industry insider is really, really powerful, right? In my opinion, at that time when I started the uh, coaching and consulting on the performance, right? At that time, it wasn't really, really famous in here. Like people would like to ask you what a coach is or something like that, and it was not easy to explain to them. But I tried to do it in a simple way. But then some years later, everyone wanted to be a coach here, so it was really, really funny also. But I was really, how do you call it, not only, it was like my dream came true at that time to be a coach. But then I would like to expand myself after that. I don't want to be just a coach, right? So people consider me as a coach also from my experiences. And at that time I would like to know the standard of coaching internationally. So not because of the local coaches are not good, I mean the quality are not good, but here at that time most of the coaching are mixed with a kind of therapy, it's something like that, and it didn't fit me. Of course I could help people for the healing, but I do not want to do that. And there are so many other, how do you call it, it's like people mindset or people understanding about the coaches. You have to do certain thing, including the therapy, right, including the healing, because it seems that you have a problem. And it seems that you have a problem, and mostly about mindset, something like that. But no, I didn't do that way at that time. And then that's why people started to know how I am. And but before that I also became a trainer and a private teacher for bank managers, something like that, even a vice president of a bank, and then company directors, company managers. So based on those experiences, then I had the uh, confident to step forward, right? Even though I was something like, yeah, someone who is introvert. But then it wasn't easy to go to be a public figure. I had to change myself to learn about public speaking and everything, speaking on the stage, something like that. And yeah, it was a great experience for me, but I didn't want to continue that because I would like to go global, right? I would like to be an international speaker, and I would like to know the other speakers from other countries. So I really changed my direction at that time. But then, yes, it can happen to everyone. It doesn't matter what your background is, you can be someone you want to be, right? And I experienced it myself also. That's why I can share with you about this. Like, so it was the fastest way to position myself as an insider or the expert in live streaming. not technically like with the equipments or something like that, because I started really really simple on the mobile phone. So there are so many experts for that, for creating the studio, for the software and everything. But I would like to help people to gain the visibility on media through live streaming for their business especially. So yeah, mm, there are many challenges also to be an expert or an insider in your industry, right? But then let's overcome it. It's not easy, I know, but you can do that. It takes time, but then you can do it. I believe you. So why it is important to be an insider in your industry? It is because it will open more opportunities for you. For example, the collaboration and then the request for you to speak on the other event, something like that. And I know many experts do that, right? For me, I would like to focus on my events first, on my own program first, before I can step up again and join another event virtually or also in person. So step by step, baby. So yeah, it's like being an industry insider can bring a lot of benefits also. Do not worry. So the people trust is more important than the size of your followers. But then if you started to monetize your social media with the followers, it will help a lot. Also many people make money also from uh, the big followers, right? But if you don't have the big followers, you don't have big audience, do not feel discouraged, right? Because trust can be the size. It depends on what you believe. So and then also as I mentioned, opportunities find you because you are the industry insider. But if it doesn't happen, you can create your own opportunities so that the people will see you more, right? And then your content will be seen as something, it's like maybe I can mention as a guide for others to create or also to be what you are. Sometimes we feel that, oh, I am nobody, but you don't know if other people would like to be like you, something like that. So yeah, it's not easy, as I mentioned in the beginning. It takes time, but when you are new, do not feel discouraged. I was like that also. And then it is like, by being a content creator, it will help you also to gain your position or to put yourself as an expert and also insider in your industry, right? So this is like the content can be your how do you call it, like the proof that you are an expert in something, right? You have the special technique you can share also on your content. And the post or the video you share or the blog or whatever you share, it's like uh, how do you call it, I lost the term, but it is like something that, okay, let's call it like the Bible or something like that, the Bible in your industry, or it's like the guide. Yeah, I mean the guide is much more better for this term. The guide to lead other people to do something in your industry, right? If they would like to be like this, and then they will find your post, find your blog, find your videos, and they have the guidance from it to step forward and to know the steps what they have to do or what they need to do. So you are also learning, and people are uh, loving. People love if the experts keep growing also, and the experts also learn something, right? So it's not just because I'm an expert I don't want to learn anymore. So it is really important to develop ourselves also, right? To improve ourselves, I mean. And you can do that in your content, right? So what I did and I do and I've been doing is I interview the industry guests, the experts on their industry on my live streaming. That is the best content that I can do until today, because I can learn from them also. So it's not only you who learn from those experts, but me as the host, I can also learn from them, right? And then yeah, this is a kind of my case study, because I have my challenges and then I invite the expert so I know the answer, something like that. So it's not okay, maybe we claim to be an expert, but if you don't show up, people will not know if you are the expert. So this is why it is important to create the content. If you cannot do it yourself, you can have the virtual assistant or something like that. And I started to have to hire personal virtual assistant, not personal assistant. I have my personal assistant long time ago when I had a business for export import, right? But not anymore now. I have my staffs, but not personal assistant. So yes, you allow yourself to be seen as an expert or an insider. Bloop 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 bloop. You see? Maybe I've been very very tired already, but it is okay. So that's why I also mentioned that your audience or your followers or your community love if you learn also, right? So we have already learned a little bit about content plan, and then yeah, to create our signature series or something like that, the shows that we would like to have on the maybe weekly basis or anytime you can. But it is nice if people know your schedule, right? And of course repurposing your content will help also after that. And yeah, you can build a collaboration with the experts, and people will see that it is great also if everyone share each other. There are so many experts also who are not stingy. I mean, they would like to share. They have big exposure already on their industry and then also their own social media. But if we invite them, then they will appreciate it also. And then this is why visibility is also about credibility, right? So people trust you because you show up, and then your content is like a proof, or the yeah, it can be like the proof. It's not like the paper certificate or something like that, or a certificate, but it will show your expertise. At that time, I didn't have a good certificate. I wasn't from the famous university or something. And then, but in fact, I was the one who created certificates so other people or the workshop participants, for example, my workshop participants can use our my certificate or our certificate for the, how do you call it? It's like for the assessment from the government here. So it was a great experience, yes. So create your content, as we have already discussed, signature content, and then it will show your expertise. Of course, you can also share your personal content about your journey, about your mistakes. I share my experiences that way. I'm not ashamed of my mistakes. Everyone can make mistakes. And even though my English is not perfect, I'm still here to share it, right? And then of course you can also have the, how to call it, when you collaborate with others, you can also share the content with them, right? It's not only your own content or personal content. That is a good choice for it. So it's not only your live streaming with the expert, but also you can repurpose the content. It will be good for more visibility. And then I mentioned before, you don't need to be ready before showing up. Just do it now. And then also at that time when we had Jody Kringle as a guest speaker, expert guest speaker in our show in 100 Days Live podcast, she mentioned that just do it. You don't need to be ready to start something. You will be ready when you start it. But yeah, time will help that we keep practicing, right? I am still practicing also by doing it. So we don't need to wait for the perfection, right? I was a perfectionist and I made the mistake because I thought that I would like to wait until the perfect moment, the perfect time, the perfect place, but it didn't happen. I had to create it. I had to rent a hotel room only to get a quiet room and then the stable internet connection like that. And the first time I went live streaming, I interview an expert also on the what is it, on the Starbucks. So it happened that way. But I mean, I'm not ashamed what I am. You know what I mean? I just do it. It doesn't matter where I am. I will do it that way. So yeah. And then even though I'm an introvert and I am not very confident in front of the camera, I'm scared of the camera, but I try to be confident. You see, confident is a good way for me to push myself, right? I reach my confidence by doing it. So it's not that I'm confident, so I do this. No, I do this so that I become confident. That is my secret actually. But I share it with you, right? So yeah, you can be specific about your topics in your industry, but you can also talk about your daily activities or behind the scenes. That will be great. There are so many people who do behind the scenes and I love them because it can be very very funny. Sometimes they share their bloopers also, but I am live streaming, so there is no bloopers. This is what you see if I have the bloopers, and then you can see right away. So yes. And then of course we have already talked about the niche. Show up and then invite your audience into your journey. And if you have any experiences or tips and tricks, please do not forget to share with us in the comment, or you can also message me and then we can do some chit chat, right? So you can leverage your collaboration that way. So yeah, that's what I would like to share today. Because being an expert, it means you have built trust by showing up, sharing your knowledge, and then you have solving problems. Of course there are challenges, but you don't give up. That's why. And what would I would like to share more is like, even though if you don't have the audience or something like that or big followers, you still can have your live streaming with the quality, so do not worry about it, okay? And also you can back up with other expert knowledge, of course, but then you need to give the example about yourself sometimes and make it easy for people to apply what you share for them. So maybe if it is too complicated, then people will not do it, right? And then they will see that you are an expert, but you cannot solve the problems in a simple way, something like that. So yeah, when it happens, and they will go to the other expert. That's why it is really important that we can solve the problem in the simple way. And of course, I would like to share more tomorrow. And today it's been a great long day for me, and tomorrow is weekend. I have to work like until 10:30, and I will go to the studio right away, like today again. To not forget to share your experiences, how you become the insider in your industry, and how you create your content that uh, also support your expertise, right? And of course, not everyone would like to be in the live streaming and podcasting, but this is a great way for you to share your knowledge and then also your expertise out there. And there are so many people who need you. And thank you so much for today and all of the support again and again. I will not stop mentioning all of our sponsors, Blueberry, and then also Ecam Network, Piece of Cake, Voiceovers and Focus, and of course Expert in You and Bioscience Bridge. Thank you so much, Kathy Fox, Todd Cochran, Ann Carden, and Jody Krankel, and of course Mark Stinson. I will see you again soon, and have a great night. If you are in Australia, have a great afternoon. If you are in Europe or Africa, maybe, and then have a great morning or afternoon. Yes, also in the United States or wherever you are, and share the love everywhere. And don't forget to support me in live podcast media by becoming a sponsor, and also the guest expert speakers, and do not forget to share our live streaming also, and give the positive message for or comments for us. Thank you so much, and I love you, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.